and welcome to the Bobby and Renee Show.
Yes, sir. Okay, and today's topic is how much sex should be expected in the marriage. A lot. Sometimes. Depending on how old you are. Yeah, because the older you get, your drive goes down a lot. So, yeah. How much? What do you think?
Expected? Now, okay, so expected is a loaded word.
Why is that?
Right? So, when you talking about setting expectations, when you set expectations for other people, that's when disappointment come in, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
So, I've learned over the years to not set expectations for other people when it comes to myself and my disappointments. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. Explain.
You know what I mean.
I have no idea. Explain to the audience out there.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, if I expect for you to act a certain way, and you don't do that, and you act a totally different way, then that's going to cause me disappointment.
Oh.
Right? But if I just say, let me just sit back, see how this all works out, how it plays out, and then I'm going to accept you for who you are and not expecting for you to act a certain way.
Right, but that got nothing to do with sex.
But you asked me about, I said expectation is a loaded word.
All right, but
right?
the topic of the show is...
Hold on, okay. I'm getting there.
All right, let's get to hurry up.
I'm getting there.
Hurry up.
So, in marriage, we already know that there are droughts. Whether it be because you're tired, or you're just mentally not there right now, or your sex drive is gone down, or it just could be so many different variables. So I don't want to say expect.
Well, that's the title of the show. I mean, you should have said that before we came up with the show topic. I mean, if you don't want to expect.
Who came up with that show topic?
I don't know.
Okay, so we didn't come up with the show topic. Somebody sent that to us.
I'm saying, but we could at least change the subject. If you had a problem with the word expected.
Okay, so I could have, but I didn't because I wanted to put it out there. So as for me, I would say healthy-wise, maybe once a week.
That's impossible.
And it does not happen that way.
Yeah, that's impossible to say once a week.
Why?
Because a lot goes on in a week. And, you got the job, you got the kids, you just got life in itself. So by the time in the night, unless you're going to do it in the midday, you know what I'm saying? By the time you hit the bed and you done what you got to do, you ain't trying I ain't trying to be all up on you, being all sticky and hot and sweaty and stuff like that.
Yes, you do, sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, you just forget, like, you know what, forget it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't happen in the middle of the day. By the time you get to the bed,
Who's going to be doing it in the middle of the day, though, when we working and stuff?
Right, but I'm saying, but as old as you get, I mean, when you get to bed, all you want to do is go to bed.
Ooh, boy, but we had this conversation some years ago, and that conversation was totally different. Now here we are approaching about to be 47? And this conversation has changed.
Yeah, it has changed.
Goodness, it didn't change.
It has changed. I mean, I'm tired.
So now you're tired.
I'm tired. Look, catch me in the daytime.
In the daytime. Okay, so I read something about how it was kind of a thing where people were commenting on. Some people actually schedule sex. Like, you put it on the calendar, and we know that this is our night.
That would never work.
Why?
Okay, at Friday on June 10th, we're going to have sex at 9:00 p.m.
Yeah.
No. I first of all, that becomes mundane and boring. Sex, to me, should be spontaneous. So if you have to plan it out.
But if you tired all the time, how you going to be spontaneous if you tired?
Well, you got to come up with some kind of ways. But if you got to plan it out and say, okay, we're going to have sex, because fucking I'll be like, damn, man, they ain't fucking the 15th yet? Shit. You know what I'm saying?
But don't plan it that far out.
I'm saying, but if you say next week, okay, yeah, we're going to Friday. Damn, it's Tuesday. Like, I got to wait 4 more days. You know what I'm saying? So
okay. So damn if you do, damn if you don't. Either we're gonna set it on the calendar so that we can make sure we hit those nights, or we don't put it on the calendar and weeks then roll by and we looking at each other like, dang, we ain't done nothing in a few weeks.
Yeah, I mean it happens, but at the same time, you can, like, if you're not like shit, you gotta be like, okay, well, fuck it. If you ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So At some point, somebody got to be the aggressor, right?
I don't know about that. Honey.
Yeah, I think it's at some point. A man ain't gonna always be the aggressor all the time. A woman can go without it for a long period of time. A man chooses to go without it. It doesn't the fact that he wants to go without it. He just chooses to go without it. Me personally, I would just put my mind on something else. I'm like, okay, well, shit, she ain't like being bothered. Let me focus on something else. Not another woman in that case like that, but just focus on something else. So like,
what you're focusing on?
Well, you know what we do. You know, getting out of town, moving. You know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of things that I can personally think of. You know, that doesn't revolve around sex, because like you said, you put expectation on it. If I'm saying, oh man, I want some sex. Then I go to come over there, you ain't want none. I'm like, well, shit. And I'm like, nah, damn.
So basically, it's so that your ego won't get bruised.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
you know what? Y'all gonna have to stop being so sensitive.
It's not about being sensitive.
Men can be so sensitive at times. Y'all just gonna have to stop being sensitive. Okay, that first touch, maybe I wasn't expecting it. Try again. You know what I'm saying? Try that second touch again, especially if I'm falling asleep. Bobby, no. Once my head hit the pillow, once I get in the bed, my head hit the pillow, most of the time I'm out. Then I wake up an hour or two later, and then he out. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta coordinate. So let's set up a calendar. Let's set up a sex calendar.
I don't know.
And let's put the sex on the calendar and see how that goes.
I don't know. I like spontaneous. I don't
see
like
what
plan.
I'm saying? See what I'm saying? We got to be able to be on one accord.
We are one accord.
Okay.
I like spontaneous, and you want to put some on the calendar.
I want to plan it out.
Right. I don't like that. Is not realistic. That
is kind of boring. It is kind of boring. I mean, I read about it and I was like, oh, okay. But a lot of people do that, especially married couples, especially if they have younger children.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, I'm be honest with you. That's not our color people probably planning that out.
We need to have dates. Oh, we can't even go on dates.
You know, that's not our color people planning stuff out. And then, you know, it's like you have to be in the headspace. So you just say, oh, I want to have sex. But there is no, I guess, foreplay, for lack of a better word.
Y'all, let me tell y'all, this conversation has really changed. Because before I can just look at him wrong or in the right way and he be ready. So now you got to be in the right headspace?
Yeah.
Jesus, what is happening around here?
Well, you know, you get older and sex don't become a priority anymore. You know, that's just how it goes. Sex don't become a priority. I mean, it should be a priority, but it doesn't. But it doesn't say that I love you any less.
No, it does not say that you love me any less. It doesn't say that I love you any less.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
It's just those things kind of slip through the crack, which is not good though. That's something that you should really, you know, take back in a marriage, because it can get lost. It can get lost in the shuffle. It can get lost in the everyday hustle and bustle. And then once your mind isn't on it, and then your body start getting adjusted to not getting it, then it's hard to get back into the groove of things. So therefore,
you can't plan it. It has to be spontaneous.
So therefore, you need to have some. So at that point, then you start trying to think of other ways, you know, something to do to kind of get that spark back.
Midget strippers.
Keep talking about them
I'm
little
saying,
people.
That would get you.
Keep talking about them little people.
Saying, you know,
keep talking.
I mean, now that you're saying we should plan stuff.
I was saying to get the spark back. I wasn't saying no strippers.
Midget strippers?
Little people strippers?
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. No, sir.
That'll spark some stuff.
Mm-hmm. What is going to spark?
It'll spark a whole new conversation. That's for sure. But anyway, I digress. I mean, so yeah, but you have to be in that right headspace. I mean, and it goes for guys too. Like you said, if you go without it for so much time, go without a long distance of time, that becomes the norm. So you can't get it back like that. You know what I'm saying? The way that you were courting it before, you got to do that same method in the beginning, and during that point, I'm not saying to go out there and you know, have an open marriage and stuff like that. That doesn't make shit worse. So you just have to, you know, you have to go back there and court like you did before you got married to bring that spontaneity back and bring back spontaneity.
Spontaneity.
Is that a word?
Spontaneity.
Spontaneity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I knew where you were going with it. I just wanted to make sure we corrected it.
See, now I lost my train of thought. Fuck
You
me.
want to bring back the spontaneity. So you want the spontaneous sex. I want the planned sex. So where is the middle ground?
There is no middle ground.
It's got to be a middle ground.
It's one or the other.
No, it's got to be a middle. Okay, y'all help us with this. Please tell us. What do you think is the middle ground? What do you do in your marriage or your relationship that keeps that spark going? Right. Or if you lost the spark at one point in time, because everyone do it. Everybody goes
If you don't, use a lie.
Right, exactly. Everyone goes through where there is a drought. So tell us, how did you get that spark back? Because obviously,
what?
We need some help because we can't come up with a middle ground.
Either we do your idea or my idea. It's simple as that. So
but he don't like my idea.
No, he's got to toss it
and
up.
I don't mind his idea.
No. It's not that I don't like the idea. It's just the fact that, okay, which one we're going to choose. And I don't mind flipping a coin. Okay, we're going to do planet heads and we're going to planet. Spontaneity. Tails. You know what I'm saying? So you had to. So I mean, this is you got a 50-50 chance of getting what you want out of the deal. But like I said, but even still though, even when you're planning or spontaneous, it had to be some sort of mental foreplay.
It has to be.
You know what I'm saying?
It definitely has to be.
And Renee's right. As I've gotten older, that to me has become more of a thing for me to have mental foreplay, because without it, it just okay. I'm pumping. Okay, I'm on top. You get on top. Turn around. Nut. It's it. It's done. You know what I'm saying? So then that would be the end of the story.
What?
Yeah. So you have to come up with some.
Wait.
You have to. You have to have.
You know, my mom will be watching these videos, so I'm not gonna go into great detail about that part. We'll talk about that off camera.
What?
Okay.
We talk to our audience.
No, we're gonna talk about that off camera.
I'm sure. Shorty, where Mr. Rufus at?
Ain't no Mr. Rufus. No, we ain't gonna be talking about that right now.
Yeah, why not?
The three positions you just mentioned.
I'm just saying three positions. That's not all of it. I'm just saying, but that just become it's because there's no
mental thought into it. So
right.
now that he's knocking on 50 door, he's at the late 40 stage. Now we have to do mental foreplay. Then we have to go into
okay.
Let me go in the closet real quick and call you in the closet so we can be spontaneous and do the sex. Okay, y'all help us out.
We ain't got to go in the closet no more.
Tell us.
Remember the closet days?
Yeah, I remember the closet days.
Go in the closet because the
kids was running around, can't get no peace.
Yeah, you go in the closet because Bryce will come and knock on the room. He'll come in the room in a minute.
Right.
And like, oh.
Yeah, so we had to. That's probably why our knees bad now.
You know what? Now that you mention it, that's good. While you bullshit, I'm like all of a sudden your knees just
start hurting.
Yeah, so
that's from them back in the days.
Yeah,
but y'all let us know what y'all do, because we need to start this conversation. This conversation needs to be had talking about sex. With adults. Talking about sex is a lot of times it's a taboo conversation in households,
right? And
it needs to be had. This is something that it's a back and forth, and you hearing it from us. We did not practice this. I don't know what his thoughts are, what my thought. He didn't know what my thoughts were. So this is something that we actually need to talk about. Right,
exactly. And I'm saying, and we have people out there who are what they call sex coaches.
Yeah.
Their ideas of sex is way
sometimes it be
way to the left. Everybody is not a porn star,
and especially if there's already a disconnect sexually in your marriage, bringing somebody else into your bed is not a good idea. You have to be very careful with that. You're crossing the boundary. You're crossing the line that you might not be able to come back from. So first, you have to work on you and your spouse.
Yep.
Number one.
Yeah. But like I said, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. You let us know in the comments what we should do, and if you have any suggestions on positions, send them too.
We can look them up. We can Google them.
Yeah, but I want to see what they say.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to end this topic how we do all of our topics with 1, 2, 3, and peace.